Hey, I'm Elliott Drapeau. I play football in McCallie, and this is the No Playbook Podcast.
All right. Thanks so much for checking out the show. It's the podcast featuring the outstanding athletes, coaches, and experts, all from East Tennessee, all the way down to Chattanooga, Knoxville, up to Johnson City. Recently had a few standout players from Baylor, so I thought I kind of needed to even things out, have somebody on from McCallie. That's one of the best rivalries in the state of Tennessee. I'm always going to be partial to Maryville, Alcoa, but still, this one, Baylor, McCallie, can be pretty fierce. And they got a ton of talent at both of those schools. This episode is sponsored by Stinnett Collision. We'll get to Elliott right after this. Sit tight.
Hi, I'm Zach Stinnett, third-generation owner of Stinnett Collision. As a proud supporter of Tennessee athletics, we know that every game counts. When a collision puts you out of play, we're here to get you back in the game. Family-owned since 1965, Stinnett Collision now has locations in Maryville and Sevierville. With double the space and a team of certified technicians, we'll tackle your repairs and get you back on the road in no time. Don't let a collision sideline you. Visit Stinnett Collision today.
How's it going?
Okay, good. Doing good.
You in your dorm room there at McCallie?
Yeah.
I always find it interesting the way you boarding school kids at McCallie and Baylor have got your it's like a college starter kit.
Yeah, kind of. Almost, yeah.
Already. Well, I was just mentioning I've had several standout players from Baylor recently. I thought I needed to even things out, get somebody from McCallie on the show.
Yeah.
How's that rivalry feel?
It's pretty huge. It's not just in between schools. It's kind of citywide in Chattanooga, where it's like everybody talks about it for the whole week that we're up playing against Baylor. Everybody talk at school. Just even if you take a walk around the city and have a McCallie shirt, everybody's stops and talks to you. And you can't spend 5 minutes at school without someone telling you about the game, which is crazy.
Yeah. So I'm a Maryville guy. So the Maryville Alcoa rivalry is similar. I think those are two of the biggest rivalries in the state.
Yeah. The McCallie Baylor's it feels different. For the whole week, it feels different.
Yeah. You know, something I found interesting. So I saw some of your social media posts about committing, you've committed to McCallie when you transferred. So what is that? Is it like a full-on recruitment process?
Not really. Well, looking back on it, I wish I kind of not had done that, but it's just that the admissions process for an international student, it's so long and complicated that once I got the news that I was accepted into McCallie, it was so huge, and for people back home, it was a huge move. So I kind of it was kind of thing that people did maybe 2 years ago. I don't know if people still do it, but it's kind of now that I look at it, when people from Chattanooga go to McCallie, they don't make a big Twitter post about it. So I kind of
from Canada though, it's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal for Canadians to come here because it's the football level in school is so much different than it is back home. That's such a big opportunity that you kind of have to do it.
Yeah. So I'm actually just now realizing that the two kids I had on from Baylor recently are also Canadian.
Mm-hmm. Sir.
So Jamie and Gabriel. So that's such an interesting thing that how you guys found your way down to these schools in Chattanooga.
Yeah. For me, it was mostly because other guys had been here before me. And I kind of I knew a lot about McCallie. I was following it because it's you see these guys play in Canada and you play against them, and then you see them thrive here and play big football, and you're maybe I could do that. And so you start looking into it, and then you see how great. Well, for the guys at Baylor, they probably thought Baylor was great, but for me, I saw what McCallie was all about, and I was I came to visit. I came to see the state championship the year before I came here. I think it was 2023. When McCallie was undefeated and they went in the state game against Baylor. So I came and watched that game, and the day after I visited school, and after that I was just I had to come here.
Yeah. I do think there's a mutual level of respect though between the two schools, which is great.
Yeah, there's a huge rivalry, but also it's they're a really good school, they're a really good football program, so it's you want to beat them. That's the main thing. you also respect what they do throughout the season.
Now, how about college recruitment? What does that look like for you so
Mhm.
far?
Uh, it's been going pretty slow. I got an offer from New Haven in Connecticut, but other than that, it's been pretty slow.
Is that where Yale is?
Yeah, right next to you.
Okay,
Hmm.
that would be cool.
Yeah.
I was looking a little bit at their football program. Is it kind of like a Holy Cross to Notre Dame? Like, do folks go to New Haven in hopes of transferring to Yale?
I'm not sure. I don't really know. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So I also learned recently that folks will use high school athletes will use this show and even send it to coaches that they want to play for. Almost like here's a illustration of my personality. Like if there's a college coach listening to this, what would you say to kind of
Mhm.
pitch yourself?
It's a good question. Uh, I mean, I just say to look at the state game from last year. Honestly, it shows a lot about what we are at McCallie, but also like how I'd say my main. How do I say that? Like I'd say that my best trait is that I'm calm under pressure, that I make plays in big moments. So it's like that state game, that 98-yard drive at the end of the game. I think it shows a lot about what I can do and how I step up in big moments.
Heck yeah. That is such an important thing. You see guys, get under the lights in big college games and you
Hmm.
see them kind of buckle because it's a lot of pressure.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
I mean, Peyton Manning says it a lot, and I think he's not wrong. Like it's quarterback's the most important position in all sports.
Yeah, I think that's true. There's so much that goes into it.
Yeah.
And it's
Now,
like
how about
everybody
this
on the
year's
field.
team at
Mhm.
McCallie? What are your expectations this year?
Uh, well, we're we're here to win. We're not here to finish second. All the work we do, we have a big senior class, so we have a lot of seniors. So we got a pretty mature team. Now it's like the whole year, it's all about getting better every week and finish stronger,
Yeah,
as strong
yeah.
as we can. Really.
Um, so something everybody gets on the show, and I really like these. Do you have an unforgettable sports memory? Would it be that state game last year, or
Yeah.
even something as a kid?
I mean, honestly, I think the state game was for me my best moment was that 90. So we're down 21-0. So like the people in our sideline are like, or in our stands, our student section was kind of like not as loud as it should be, right? And Baylor's was going crazy for the whole game. And then we start coming back. And so Baylor starts to like silence a little bit. And our guys start to be louder. So that 98-yard drive, we march down the field and our student section is going crazy the whole time. And then we get to the goal line and we're like second and goal or something. I'm not sure. And our and we need silence to like get the play in, start the play, and we got to score, right? But our student section is going crazy. Like the loudest I've ever heard our student section be. And Baylor's was being loud too because we're on the goal line. And so I can't get the play off because it's too loud. And so I look at our sideline and I go like, calm down, like we need some silence, right? And everybody in the stands just stops screaming. And it was just this magical thing where it's like it's super loud, and like a second later, silence in the stands, and then we go on to score. So I think that was the most incredible play I've ever had.
Yeah,
Just the
that's got to be
atmosphere.
a cool feeling of power, kind of that I've got the influence to quiet this many people just like this to help us.
Kind of, yeah. And it was like just the fact that we went on to win after that, and the whole atmosphere just like calming down, and everybody focusing on this one play. I think that was what made it kind of magical. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
that sounds really cool, man. Was that a game at UT Chattanooga?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Sir.
I was at the one. Was it 2023? I think. I was there for that game.
Yeah, that was the one I was there for too.
Yeah.
It
Um,
was a high scoring game. That was fun.
yeah. I was actually at the time I was working with D1 training facilities all over East Tennessee, and they've got one in Chattanooga, so we were there just as one of the sponsors.
Mm.
So what about training? Like to go to that topic, do you put in a whole lot of extra work even beyond what you get like at football practice?
I mean, Especially us this year, we have like a lot of new receivers, so it's hard to, especially beginning of the year, to like get that connection. So we have to like spend some minutes after practice just throwing routes on air and just getting our connection. Um, Also watching tape, like playing quarterback, you gotta know what everybody's doing and know where everybody is on the field for the other team. So you kind of almost have to know the other team as well as they know themselves. So you gotta spend time just watching them play,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
learning what they're doing.
Now you mentioned the connection with the receivers.
Hmm.
Uh, when you're in a pocket that's collapsing, like how much does that factor in? Like versus if there's a guy you've got such a tight connection with, and he knows what I'm thinking, I know what he's thinking, but then you've got this other guy that might be Tyreek Hill fast. Like, are you just thinking, I need my guy to bail me out, or like what is that thought process?
Yeah. Honestly, it's kind of like you have your guys that win their one-on-one routes and that are like super fast, and then you have your guys that's like, if a play breaks down or something wrong happens, I'm like, that guy's gonna get open. That guy's gonna know where I need him to be. Where's he at? I feel like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
yeah,
So
that's
those
the key.
connections between receivers and quarterbacks, they're things like even watching on TV on a higher level of football. We don't know what all goes into that, but it's so important, I bet.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, I think I grew up watching Brady play a lot, and now that I look back at it, I think that's what something that made him great. Like him with Edelman and Gronkowski, all those guys, Peyton Manning, same thing. Like they just like peek at each other before playing. They knew what they were doing, and it's like
Hmm.
if you can control the game like that, like you get a play and it might not work, and you just look at your guy and you're like, I know what he's gonna do. It can change a whole game.
Yeah. So I'm a really big Carolina Panthers fan, and Adam Thielen just got traded to the Vikings.
Hmm.
And not that Adam Thielen is this world beater, but the reason I'm so nervous is because he had such a tight connection with Bryce. It
He
felt
got traded
like
again to the Panthers.
no,
To
no,
the
he
Vikings.
yeah, he's traded back to the Vikings. That just happened this
Really?
past
I
week.
didn't see that.
So I'm like, God, Bryce Young, this was supposed to be his breakout year, and I hope this doesn't, screw up his rhythm just because he had his guy in the slot
Mhm.
that they were on the same page all the time.
Yeah. Um, well, I mean, I think Bryce Young's good enough to find out with someone else. And also, it's like they're pros, so they're full time football.
Right.
We got school and stuff, so it's kind of harder to spend that extra time. But they can just be like, "Hey, we'll stay an hour after practice and get that going."
Yeah.
They'll be fine.
So what about you personally? Share with me something that very few people know about you.
Um, well, people here probably don't know that either French is my first language or that I'm Canadian. So that's like different when you come and play American football. That's for sure.
French is your first language. Wow.
So,
Um, wh what are some cultural differences that you've noticed coming down to Tennessee?
honestly, I think the main thing, like I didn't know about. I think it's called Southern hospitality. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like everybody's here like they're so nice, and when you're in public, like random people just come up and talk to you, and everybody's like polite. I'd say that's like a difference. I feel like back home people are kind of doing their own thing, but here it's kind of like a big community, even if you don't know anybody. I came here not knowing that many people, and you just feel like you just feel welcomed, and like random people that you don't even know are kind of like liking you already, even if you don't know them.
Yeah. That's also the power of being a quarterback for a state championship football team.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Chattanooga is such a nice city too. I think it's about the perfect size.
Yeah. I was my parents came in town this weekend, and I was walking downtown with them, and I'd never really like taken the time to appreciate Chattanooga. It was like, actually a really nice city, and I like just realized that.
That's great, man. I really appreciate you taking the time. It'll be a couple weeks, but I'll have this out and I'll tag you and all that good stuff. Okay.
All right, perfect.
Thanks, man. Have a good day.
That's great. Thank you. You too.
See ya.